We're on air.
Oh, we're just reading Newsvesting. It's incredible investing tips here. If only we had the fellow who... Oh, look who's here. It's Matt Towery, the author of Newsvesting.
You were checking for typos. I know what you were doing.
Yeah, Matt Towery is not just our Fox 13 pollster, but also an investing guru who gives us investing advice, takes a look at the news cycle and how it affects your pocketbook, how you can invest. So tell us about the election.
Well, we're money, power, politics. Well, money's part of that. It looks like to me that Donald Trump coming in has been really good for some sectors and really bad for others. The bond market has taken a big hit. There's been a rotation back into some stocks, and you've seen the Dow Jones go up, guys, which no one thought was going to happen. You remember the night of the election, at one point, the S&P futures were down hundreds and hundreds of points.
Yeah.
But before you could race out and take advantage of it, it had all raced and come back up the next day. So there is a sort of a Trump positive flow of the market right now, but it's in certain areas. It's areas like infrastructure companies related to defense, they're going to do well. Areas related to companies like steel and the like, and sort of out right now from the sort of the technology stocks, which did so well under Barack Obama, and quite frankly, a lot of the laws and regulations that were written during that time period inured to their benefit.
It makes sense with his background as a businessman, correct?
Absolutely. I've always said this, and I say it in Newsvesting, you follow who the president likes and who the president works with. And in this instance, we had a president with Obama, for example, who worked very closely with Google. When it came time to make the net neutrality rules, he basically nudged the regulatory agency in the direction of Google, and Google shares went up through the roof. Now you have a president-elect who knows how to build things, talks about infrastructure, wants to build the military out. Well, it's not hard to figure out where to go invest your stock and your money in terms of equities. All
right, Mr. Newsvesting, tell us what you've done. Where have you invested your dollar?
I have stayed very calm. I continue to invest in a thing called the VIX. The VIX is it's several ETFs, one called VIXY, for example, that you can put money in. It actually is with volatility. So if the market goes sour, you make money. And my thought is that since it's at an all-time low, at some point, Trump's not going to be doing so great. Every president has their bad times. Market won't be so great. That's when you make money on that. Not saying put a lot in there, but it's a nice little hedge against things. In the meantime, I'm just looking at the S&P, putting a little money in that, and some money in some military stocks, and perhaps some infrastructure companies that I put some money into as well. But I'm not really keen on a market that's at its all-time high. So I would put very small amounts in and sort of rise with it, but be prepared to follow through when those stocks drop in value and keep investing in them.
Okay, you know Newt Gingrich well.
Yes, I do.
I need you to squeal right here in our show. What's he going to do in the administration?
Well, you know, he keeps trying to signal. I was his chairman when he was Speaker of the House. He keeps trying to signal to everyone what he's going to do, but I think the press can't figure it out. Newt Gingrich wants to be the planner for the federal government. He wants to basically take the broad view and go to various agencies and departments and say, okay, here are your problems. Let me look at how you operate, and here's how we need to reorganize. He wants to report only to the President of the United States. And it is my understanding, a little bird has told me, that the President of the United States-elect agreed to this many months ago. Newt also wants to continue, though, to write books and to do other things because Newt Gingrich is a man of all seasons. He's a Renaissance man. And I don't think he's really wanting to be a cabinet position type person at this point and stage in his life.
All right, Matt Towery, thank you for the insight.
You got it.
And for squealing.
Yeah. Sorry, Newt.